out of their robot frame. All teams have set their controllers down. Please hit stop on your robots if you haven't already. While we wait for the results from that last match, let's meet our teams in qualification match number 22. On the Blue Alliance, we have team 22-526, Fondy Fire Tech, and team 16-252, Rutrow Robotics. On the Red Alliance, we have team 26-551, KISS, currently ranked first, and with them, team 10-760, Raiders of the Lost Bot. All right, results from the last qualification match, number 21, are in, and it is a Blue Alliance win, 99-58. And over on field 2, we do have a thumbs up. Just patiently waiting for a thumbs up from everybody else. Making sure all our refs and field members are in place. Got thumbs up from everybody. Match begins in 3, 2, 1, go. Autonomous has begun. KISS for the Red Alliance successfully getting their specimen onto that high chamber. Raiders of the Lost lining up, unfortunately dropping their sample before they could score it. Fondy Fire Tech getting a sample into their high basket. Gonna try and grab a second one. KISS for the Red Alliance going for a second specimen, unfortunately doesn't quite catch the chamber. Rutrow Robotics adding a specimen to their high chamber. Their second attempt to grab one unfortunately does miss.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
And that begins teleop. Drivers now in control of their robots for the remainder of the match. KISS for the Red Alliance trying to grab a specimen from, or sample from the submersible. Fondy Fire grabbing a sample as well. It is a neutral sample though, however, so it cannot be scored as a specimen. Their teammates, Rutrow Robotics, trying to line themselves up with a high chamber, just quite short of missing it. A minute and a half still remaining in this match. Teams have plenty of time to continue scoring both samples and specimens. KISS for the Red Alliance, be very careful that their human player is out of the observation zone before they enter it. A second specimen scored for that Red Alliance on the high chamber. Fondy Fire Tech, sample in hand, heading over to the high basket, getting that scored successfully. Rutrow Robotics easily clipping that specimen onto the high chamber. 1 minute remaining in the match. Teams still have 30 seconds until the end game period begins. KISS Robotics lining up with a red specimen, trying to get it onto that high chamber. Fondy Fire Tech going for a sample into the high basket. Unfortunately misses, but it does bounce off the robot into that lower basket, still earning them points. Rutrow lining up with a specimen, trying to keep up with the Red Alliance. Red Alliance just one specimen ahead onto that high chamber. 30 seconds remaining in the match. Endgame for the teams has begun. Ascension zones now protected for the teams to choose if they want to ascend. KISS getting another specimen onto that high chamber, 2 ahead of the Blue Alliance. Rutrow getting a 5th specimen up there, trying to keep up with that Red Alliance. 10 seconds remaining in the match. Rutrow headed over to that low, setting their controllers down. 2, 1. Just a reminder to the audience, at the concession stand, pizzas are now half off, $10 for a whole pizza. And scores are ready from qualification match number 22. It is a Blue Alliance win, 120-96. Those autonomous points really giving the push there. All right, all teams have arrived to the field, so let's meet the teams for qualification match number 23. On the Blue Alliance, we have team 12966, currently ranked second, it's Siegel Robotics. Joining them for this match is team 27150, Ram Robotics. Over on the Red Alliance, we have team 18571, Robo Wolves. And currently ranked first, team 19927, Dukes Robotics. Thumbs up all around means we are ready to roll. Match begins in 3, 2, 1, go. Autonomous has begun. Siegel Robotics heading right over to their basket, dropping a sample in. Dukes Robotics doing the same, getting it into the high basket as well. Siegel going for a second sample, gets that one successfully. Dukes Robotics looks like they're going to try and grab a second sample as well. Their robots collected it. Unfortunately, does not look like it's gotten it into the slide yet. As they do so, unfortunately falls out. Siegel Robotics getting a third sample into their high basket. Tried going for a fourth, unfortunately, just short of picking it up.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
Teleop has begun. All four robots now moving on the field. Drivers in control of them. Dukes Robotics for the Red Alliance trying to get that sample into their slide. Siegel Robotics picking up the sample that they dropped, missed during autonomous, and successfully scoring that one into the high basket, grabbing another one from the submersible. Their teammates, Ram Robotics, trying to line up for a specimen from their human player. Fortunately, Siegel Robotics' attempt to score into a high basket spot falls out of the field. Robo Wolves, red specimen in hand, or sample in hand, headed over to their basket. Got to be very careful to not control more than one sample on the field at a time. Their attempt to get it into the basket, unfortunately, falls out of the field as well. Dukes Robotics for the Red Alliance lining up with that high basket, successfully getting another sample in there. Siegel running back and forth from the submersible to their basket. Currently has 7 scored in that high basket. Gonna try and get an 8th one in there, and they do so successfully. Their teammates, Ram Robotics, trying to put a specimen onto the high chamber if they can. It's in hand, just unfortunately just quite short of getting it on. Dukes Robotics sample in hand, going over to the high basket, successfully dropping it in. Their teammates, Robo Wolves, dropping off a sample to them. Unfortunately, it does fall out of the field. 30 seconds remaining in the match. Siegel Robotics grabbing another sample and dropping it into the high basket. Teams in this 30 seconds have to be careful of the ascent zone, the white taped off areas around the rungs. These are protected areas during that remaining 30 seconds of the match. Red Alliance side, one row trying to get themselves up on that low rung as well. Their teammates lined up 3 seconds remaining in the match. Duke's Robotics going and parking in the observation zone as time runs out. Results are in from the qualification match number 23. It is a Blue Alliance win, 137-73. Just a reminder that teams do have until the scheduled match time to make it to the field. You can see the countdown timer on the screen, 3.5 minutes remaining. If teams do get to the field on time and are ready to go, we will run ahead of schedule. All teams have made it to the field, so while we wait, let's meet our teams. On the Blue Alliance, we have team 10760, Raiders of the Lost Spot, and team 24297, Ghost Tigers. On the Red Alliance, we have team 24511, Tiger Octobots, and team 16746, Atlanteans. Thumbs up all around means we're ready to go. Match begins in 3, 2, 1, go. Both Blue Alliance robots moving, one heading over to the observation zone and parking. Ghost Tigers lining up with a sample in hand, gonna go for that high basket it looks like. taking their time very slowly to make sure that they can get it in there. Unfortunately, goes forward just too far and slightly misses. On the Red Alliance side, looks like neither team choosing to run an autonomous for this match. 10 seconds remaining in the match, but teams have, looks like all robots have stopped.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
That means tele-up has begun. Drivers are now in control of the robots for the remainder of the match. Blue Alliance, both robots moving. Red Alliance looks like both robots moving there as well. Tiger Octobots getting a specimen onto that high chamber. Raiders of the Lost Spot, sample in hand, heading over to their basket, trying to get out of the way of their teammates, the Ghost Tigers. A minute and a half remaining in this match only. Tiger Octobots, human player specimen in hand, dropping another specimen in for their robot as it already goes to place one onto that high chamber. 2 specimens scored for that Red Alliance already. Atlanteans, sample in front of them, going to try and pick it up or push it into the net. They do successfully push that second sample into the net. A 3rd specimen scored for the Octobots. Raiders of the Lost Spot trying to pick up a specimen for a sample from the field and trying to score. Their teammates, Ghost Tigers, specimen in hand, lining up with the high chamber, successfully getting that. Just under a minute remaining in the match. Raiders of the Lost Spot, sample in hand, lining up with their basket. 45 seconds been scored for the Red Alliance, 1 for the Blue. Ghost Tigers lining up with a second one if they can. Trying to clip it on there, they do so successfully. Red Alliance Octobots, 4th specimen in hand, going to try and line it up. That sound means 30 seconds remaining in the match. Octobots adding a 4th specimen to that high chamber. Ghost Tigers right behind with a 3rd specimen to try to add to theirs, try to keep up with that Red Alliance. Raiders of the Lost Spot lining up with a high basket, unfortunately missing, but it does for them luckily fall into that low basket. 10 seconds remaining in the match. Blue Alliance parking in their ascension zone. Red Alliance, both teams lining up with the low bar, trying to get themselves up as time runs out. While we wait for the results, let's meet qualification match number 25 teams. On the Blue Alliance, we have team 2380, Random Engineers. Let's get that on the mic. And team 26551, KISS. Over on the Red Alliance, we have team 6984, Stempocalypse Awakened. And joining them, team 26552, Shipwrecked. Results from qualification match number 24 are in, and it is a Red Alliance win, 75-55. All right, thumbs up all around. Mean match begins in 3, 2, 1, go. 2 robots for the Red Alliance moving, 2 for the Blue Alliance, all autonomous. One specimen from KISS onto that high rung. One sample from Random Engineers into the high basket there. Looks like on the Red Alliance side, Shipwreck moving themselves into the observation zone for points. 10 seconds remaining in the match, but it looks like all robots have stopped. Unfortunately, it's short. Looks like KISS is frustrated with their autonomous.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
And that begins teleop. Drivers are now in control of the robots for the remainder of the match. Random Engineers trying to grab a neutral sample from the floor. KISS going for a sample from the submersible. Red Alliance Apocalypse adding a specimen to their high chamber. Going to try and pick up another red one. Pulling that sample in, their third specimen onto that high chamber. Very close scores here due to those specimens on those chambers. Random Engineers going for another yellow specimen into that high basket. They do so successfully, catching themselves, but thankfully able to get off of the basket. 40 seconds remaining in the match. Red Alliance, another specimen in hand. Blue already having 5 specimens on that high chamber. KISS headed back for a 6-1. Apocalypse adding a 4th specimen. One more specimen waiting from the human player for the Blue Alliance. They're going to try and get it in these last remaining 30 seconds. 7 specimens on that high chamber for the Blue Alliance. KISS coming in, going to try and park their teammates. Random Engineers, sample in hand, heading for the high basket. Getting one more in there. Red Alliance looks like both robots on the low run. Stopping, dropping, setting their controllers down. Blue Alliance, 4 seconds remaining, going to try and get themselves up. Random Engineers up in the air. All 4 robots have some sort of contact with the submersible at this time. All right, while that match is under review, let's meet qualification match number 26 teams. On the Blue Alliance, we have team 6426, the Robo Hodix, and team 24543, the Innovation School. Over on the Red Alliance, we have team 22526, Fondi Fire Tech, and team 21578, Fear the Gear. All right, results from qualification match number 25 are in, and it is a very close score. Blue Alliance coming away with the win, 158 to 152, just a 6-point difference between the two. This does put both Blue Alliance team members into 2nd and 3rd. All right, thumbs up all around means we are good to go. Match begins in 3, 2, 1, go. Autonomous has begun. Red Alliance, 2 robots moving on the field right now. Fear the Gear getting a sample into that high basket. Their teammate Fondi Fire getting a specimen out of the high chamber. Going to try and grab a second one from their team, and they do so successfully. Fear the Gear getting a second sample into that high basket. Blue Alliance side, Looks like one sample into that high basket from the Robo-Hodags. A second specimen scored for the Red Alliance, and a fourth sample scored into that high bin for the Red Alliance here the green.
3, 2, 1.
Teleop has begun. Drivers are now in control of the robots. Red Alliance coming into this teleoperated period with a huge lead already. Those samples and specimens worth more points during the autonomous period. Here the gear trying to grab the samples as they can, scoring as many into that high basket. Robo-Hodags lining up with a sample, headed over to their basket. Innovation School trying to pick up a blue sample on their side of the field. Thandi going for another red sample from that submersible. Teams must use Alliance-specific colored samples for their specimens to be counted for scoring points. But for the baskets, it does not matter, yellow or blue, Alliance-specific, they can use whatever. Here the gear for that Red Alliance back and forth with the submersible to their basket. Thandi Fire trying to grab a sample from the submersible, gets it out of the basket for the Red Alliance. Multiple scored during this teleop period. 30 seconds remain. Thandi Fire adding another specimen to that high chamber. Looks like Robo-Hodags has gone and parked themselves in the observation zone. Their partners, Innovation School, lining themselves up into the ascension zone. Gonna see if they can get themselves up on that high, low rung. Touching the low rung while on the floor does give them bonus points during the end game time. Here the gear getting themselves up there. Unfortunately, looks like Thandi Fire went to go put another specimen on, unfortunately not making it to the ascension zone in time. All right, let's meet the teams over here on field number 1. On the Blue Alliance, we have team 16252, Rutro Robotics, and team 21738, Crash and Burn. Over on the Red Alliance, we have team 6985, Droid Rage Rewired, and team 21737, Green Eggs and Program. Scores from the last match are here, and it is a Red Alliance win, 224-54. Currently the event high score. This does put the Red Alliance into first and second place. Their human player heading over to that chamber. 10 seconds still in the autonomous period as Rutro successfully gets that specimen on the chamber. Third specimen in hand for Rutro Robotics. Going to try and get it on in the remaining autonomous moments. And
drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
Drivers are now in control of their robots for the remaining 2 minutes of the match. Crash and Burns, sample in hand, lining up with their high baskets of the match. Crash and Burns, sample in hand, lining up with their high basket. Successfully dropping it in there for the Blue Alliance. Rutro, specimen in hand. That high chamber, one from Rutro. Run that high chamber, one from Rutro. Run from Green Eggs and Program. Crash and Burn lining themselves up with the submersible to try and grab themselves a sample if they can. Droid Rage Rewired tossing one over to their human player who can add a clip onto it to try and score it onto those chambers. 45 seconds remaining in the match. Rutro grabbing another specimen from their human player, lining up with that chamber. Red Alliance, Green Eggs and Program adding one. Blue Alliance, Rutro Robotics adding one. Unfortunately not fully clipped on, it falls off. 30 seconds remaining in the match. Teams have plenty of time to finish scoring or choose to ascend. If the robot is in contact with the low bar, they do get points for that as well. 20 seconds remain. Looks like both teams on the Blue Alliance side have chosen to park during the remaining time. Droid Rage Rewired lining up with the low rung, choosing to get themselves up there. 8 seconds remaining. Green Eggs and Program trying to grab one more sample if they can. 3, 2, 1. All right, results from that last match are here. It is a Blue Alliance win. Very close score, 94-91. Those ascent points making a world of difference.